Next up at UFC Vegas 40, we have a couple of switcheroos. Sijara Eubanks is out, and jumping right into that spot is Lupita Godinez. And she took that spot on Tuesday, but she just fought last week. If she fought on a Saturday and took that fight on a Tuesday, we're talking Sunday, Monday. She had 2 days off. 2 days off. And then she said, yes, I'll take that fight, and jumped right back into it. So Lupita Godinez stepping in for just Sijara Eubanks to fight Luana Carolina it's definitely on short notice, but she just fought. She should be in very good shape. Obviously, her weight might have gotten a little weird with 2 days off of eating whatever the hell she wanted, but jump right back in the cutting. It won't be that big of a deal. Lupita Godinez 6-1 overall, 4-1 in her last 5. And that only loss in her entire career is that sketchy one to Jessica Penne, where everybody, including myself, thinks Lupita Godinez won that fight. I don't know how Jessica Penne was awarded that decision, but that is her only loss. Luana Carolina, 7-2 overall, 4-1 in her last 5. So Luana was supposed to fight Sijara Eubanks. Sijara Eubanks, terrible stand-up, very good grappling. It's that simple. Takedowns, not great, but on the ground, very good. Stand-up, awful. Lupita Godinez it's funny. Right now, she's at minus 211. Sijara Eubanks was at minus 250. Luana Carolina is at plus 181. She was plus 200 for Sijara Eubanks. So with a last-minute replacement, the odds makers have said Lupita is an easier opponent than Sijara was, but she's still a favorite. And I actually think the opposite. I think Lupita is a much harder opponent than Sijara was. Lupita Godinez is way more well-rounded than Sijara Eubanks is. Lupita is a very good wrestler. She has solid striking. She's got legitimate power in her feet, good, clean boxing, and she has great setups for the boxing and for the wrestling. So Sijara had nothing to offer on her feet, mediocre takedowns, but was really good on the ground. Lupita Godinez has a lot to offer on her feet. Good, clean striking with actual power, and has takedowns. And when she gets to the ground, she is definitely not the same level of submission threat as Sijara is, but she is certainly a submission threat. And just watch last week's fight if you don't believe me. Luana Carolina, primarily a striker. She's not the most technical with her punches, but she's really good in the clinch. She's got solid knees, solid elbows. We talked about it before that she has sort of a Muay Thai striking style because she loves the clinch so much, because she works so well in the clinch, but she doesn't have that normal Muay Thai stance with a very high guard coming forward, bouncing, and throwing all of those kicks. Her takedown defense on the books is very good at 90%. And when she does get taken down, she does work. So she is pretty busy off her back. So listen, I actually think this is much more cut and dry than the last fight. I was saying Luana, I picked Sijara to win, but I thought Luana was super live in that fight because her takedown defense is so good and because Sijara's is not good at all. And in order to win that, she's got to take her to the ground. So I like Lupita Godinez in this fight quite a bit, actually. And I'm going to pull up her stats on my other screen here. I want to see what her takedown accuracy is. But, Lupita Godinez will win this on her feet if they stay on their feet. I genuinely think she will have the better, more technical striking. She obviously needs to avoid the clinch, because in the clinch, Luana is really, really good. But I don't think that'll be a problem. I think Lupita will be able to avoid the clinch just by sticking and moving and just threatening with that power. She's got legit power in her hands. And if we look at the takedown accuracy of Lupita, it's 53%. Sijara Eubanks was like 40-something%. So she's got decent takedown, 53%, and she averages 3 significant strikes out for every 1.5 in. So very good striking differential. Not as busy as Luana, but Luana comes in a little wild. She doesn't clean it up until the clinch. So listen, I think, and also, Lupita Godinez averages 6 takedowns in 15 minutes. She's only has 2 UFC fights, so it's a little, looking at those stats can be a bit skewed, especially with the Penne fight where she had a bunch of takedowns there. Either way, I think Lupita Godinez can win the stand-up. because she definitely has more power. She has the cleaner striking. She just needs to avoid a clinch. Lupita Godinez can definitely get a takedown, in my opinion. It may take more than one, but she can definitely get a takedown. And on the ground, I don't care what Luana's throwing up. She's not going to throw up anything with any real threat there. But even if she did, Lupita's very capable on the ground, both offense and defense. The DraftKings pricing remained exactly the same, $9,000 for Lupita. It was $9,000 for Sijara. Man, I do love Lupita. $9,000 is just so much money to spend. I'll talk about it in the full DraftKings breakdown video if you want to check that out. Luana at 7,200 against Sijara wasn't the worst play in the world. I think it's a very bad play against Lupita. And the Monkey Knife Fight line is not live yet. So it's not out there yet. I was told it will be the same as it was with Sijara opener. So about 74.81, but it's not live yet. So we'll see what happens with that. If this is the case, I probably will go the more and more because I do think this stays on its feet. I think they go at it. I don't know if Lupita is going to look to get it on the ground because I don't think she'll have to. If she has to, she can and she will, but I don't think she'll have to. I think she'll win the stand-up war. Bet-wise, I'm going to find something. I'm definitely going to find something here. I don't know what yet. Check out the full betting breakdown. I'm going to wait for weigh-ins, make sure that everything goes well with Lupita because she did just fight. It shouldn't be an issue, but she did just fight. So honestly, again, Lupita's going to win this fight in my opinion. I think she can win it anywhere she wants to. I think this is a much harder fight for Luana than the Sijara one was. In the Sijara fight, all Luana had to do was keep it on her feet. That is the only thing she had to do, and she would have won. Here, I think she will lose on her feet, and she could lose on the ground. So either way, I think the odds makers have it wrong. I don't know if I'm going to spend the minus 200, but I will find something else and make this work because I do love Lupita Godinez, who frankly should be 7-0. That Jessica Panay loss was nonsense. Go to wewantpicks.com. We have promos. We have matches. Jump into a betting promo. Get a ton of free money, up to $2,500 of free money. Monkey Knife Fight, free $100. We have a Discord for you to talk with everybody, have conversations, and figure out what bets you like or don't like and anything else you want to talk about. And we have an audio podcast. Everything we do here is also audio on all the major podcast platforms, Apple, Google, Anchor, all that crap. wewantpicks.com for everything. Check out the DraftKings video, the Monkey Knife Fight video. We're going live on Saturday before the fights, and we have a interview with our buddy, fellow Connecticut guy, Glover Teixeira, that we'll be putting up on Friday as well. Check it all out, and I'll see you Saturday.